If you're one of those pressure washing exterior cleaning business owners who says, I don't need ads, all I need is referral and organic, this video is for you because I'm going to show you why that mindset is quietly killing your growth and what to do instead so you can keep your referrals, keep your organic, and actually build a business that isn't going to be capped by word of mouth. And if you stay to the end, I'll give you a system that you can plug into your business this month to go ahead and get more leads. And I want to acknowledge that referrals are great. They're free, they're easier to close, and a lot of the time they're your most profitable customer. And organic posting matters because if you post your work, share your reviews, and tell client stories, it builds a brand. But the core issue is it's not referrals versus ads, it's that referrals caps your growth and you can't scale past one person or one truck off organic and referrals alone. And most of the time when I hear guys say they don't like to run ads, it's because they don't have enough money to run them, they're scared, and they don't understand them, so they pretend like they don't need them. But the real solution is to keep your referrals, keep your organic posting, but add ads into the mix. Now let's go over the 5 core reasons why referral and organic marketing alone will not predictably scale your exterior cleaning business. And reason number 1 is going to be growing expenses usually outpace your referral growth. And what I mean by that is that you're gonna have new equipment, new trucks, payroll, and you are fulfilling jobs during the busy season. But what guys end up finding out is that throughout the entire year, you have to maintain those truck payments, the auto insurance, the payroll, but your leads don't match with that. So you find inconsistencies in your schedule throughout the year. And guess what? If you just rely on referrals are gonna be inconsistent because as we know, in the summertime, people are traveling. Are they referring their friends about getting pressure washing done? No, they're not. So therefore, you're gonna be at the whim of the demand of your customers and your customers telling, hey, Bob and Joe, you should use this company. And so when you utilize ads, you can actually go ahead and scale your business because at that point, you can say, okay, I know I'm gonna be slow during the summertime right here, so I need to increase my advertising because I have to pay for these employees, I have to keep them busy, I have to pay for these trucks, I have to pay for all of this equipment. Because why guys can't usually keep employees throughout the entire year is because of this issue alone, is that they rely too much on referral and organic marketing and they're not advertising consistently enough. Remember that you need consistent lead flow and ads will definitely help you with that. Now, reason number 2, you can't target where you want to be. And so when you're on referrals, you're literally just relying on Bob and Joe to go ahead and tell their friends. And if Bob and Joe were cheap customers, you're going to just get more of that cheap demographic as well because they're probably their neighbors, they're in their neighborhood. And so, yes, can it work if you are in a great neighborhood? Of course it can. But the thing about ads is that with ads, whether it's Google ads, especially with Facebook ads, and even any kind of paid marketing in terms of direct mail, yard signs, I can go put that advertising in front of the faces of those customers that I want to go ahead and work with. And you cannot do that with just referrals. It's going to be randomized at that point. So that is why ads are so phenomenal with that, because you can target and pinpoint your exact customer avatar. And that brings me over to reason number 3, which is speed and control. See, with referrals, I can't just wake up one day and decide I want to get 30% more referrals this month unless you have a referral program. But even that gets exhausted at some times. But what I can do is I can decide I'm going to double down on my best performing campaign and I'm going to expand my radius, or I'm going to reach this target audience now so that I can get more customers. And so you have that customized solutions that you can do with advertising that you can't necessarily go ahead and do with referrals. And reason number 4 is there's always going to be new competition. And so while you're bragging that you're never running ads, your competitors are putting out EDDMs. They're putting out direct mail. And so if your customer even comes across that direct mail and they end up calling it, you just lost a referral. Or let's say that they're trying to remember your number, or they're trying to remember your pressure washing business name. Guess what ends up happening? They're going to turn to Google. And when they turn to Google, that competitor that's running Google ads, that competitor that's doing some SEO strategy, they're going to click on their stuff and they'll be like, I think these are the guys. And guess what? When they say, did you guys do my house last year? And it's like, well, we didn't do your house last year. Do you know the company you worked with? And they're like, I don't remember their name. Now that competitor has your customer. And as things are going, everybody's attention span is going somewhere else all the time. So if your competitor is always in the face of your customer all the time, they end up going with that business in the first place because they end up going with the business that they trust, and they trust individuals that they see all the time. And so there's going to be some of you guys that say, well, I've had this customer for over 10 years, and that's understandable. Not every referral you're going to end up losing, but I will say that you're losing a chunk of your referrals to other people that are willing to do that marketing. And so slowly over time, you end up losing your referral base because you're not advertising, you're not staying in front of these customers' faces. And reason number 5 is that ads actually feed the very thing that you like, which is referrals and organic marketing. Because the more ads that you run, you get new customers, and with those new customers, you do great work. When you do great work, you get more reviews and photos, and when you get more reviews and photos, you get more referrals. And so over time, you have a low cost per customer. I always say, how do you get more referrals? How do you get a bigger organic audience? You get new customers, and that's what ads allow you to do. So if you want more word of mouth, you need more first-time customers. So as promised, here's the simple system I recommend. So step 1, post organically and consistently, whether that's before and afters, walkthroughs of nasty jobs, quick tips homeowners actually care about. And why this is because it builds your brand and actually reveals what your audience responds to. And step number 2 is you want to go ahead and identify your winners. And how do you identify your winners? Where they're the content that has the most comments, the most shares, the most saves. Because this is important, because your best content is the content that actually naturally resonates with your customer. And step 3 is you turn that content that was your winners into ads. And so those exact posts that performed well for free, you run them as paid ads, because some of the best paid ads you'll ever run will come from the content that already performed well for free. And now you see the cycle, because step 4 is you let your paid ads fuel your referrals, because now paid ads brings in new customers who never saw you and work with you now are now happy customers because you provided a great service, and now they refer you to other people, and your organic and referrals are already exploding even more because of the ads. And that's the final framework. Referrals, you have organic posting, you have paid, all working together, and that's how you build a real brand, a real business, because each channel feeds off of each other. So at the end of the day, referrals shouldn't be your plan. Referrals should be your reward for running a smart marketing system and a good business. And if you're an exterior cleaning business that's doing at least $100,000 a year and you're tired of relying on luck, referrals, and organic marketing, and you want a consistent lead flow, or you just want to accelerate what you're doing right now, check the link in the description for a free lead flow acceleration session with me and my team, where we'll show you exactly what you can do to get consistent jobs in your market so that you stop hiding behind I don't need ads. Because remember, you don't get extra points for doing it the hard way, you just grow slower. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.